Brought to you by Sayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority.
Thank you so much for joining us for the current affairs coming your way at this very hour. At 10 p.m. We're coming to you live. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and of course, to serve you better, I'm joined by Mohammed Mugalu for the sign language interpretation. Now, to start off this newscast, a look at the headlines. President Museveni calls for unity of Africans as Julius Nyerere Day is marked. Over 500 million shillings embezzled from Ugandans in betting scam. 70 prosecution witnesses allowed to testify in camera during Omsinga Mombede trial. And finally, a Melbourne Cricket Club ends Uganda tour with win over the Chairman's 11. Thank you once again for choosing the national broadcaster to inspire you. Our newsroom and the entire family has been working around the clock to bring you these particular updates. My name is Sandra, and of course I'm joined by Mohammed Mugalu for the sign language interpretation. Straight into our details for the day, starting with activities regarding the head of state. It is the 14th day, Friday, October 2022. President Yoweri Museveni has received the prestigious Person of the Year award from London, Best Energy Year publication. In an event that took place at State House Entebbe today, Friday 14th October 2022, the award was presented by the Global Government Relations Director, Ms. Bredusa Nyerere, who had paid a courtesy call on the President. This was in reference to the Energy Year's latest edition on Uganda's progressing energy industry. President Museveni appreciated Energy Year publication for recognizing his able and exceptional leadership. Ms. Nyerere said that President Museveni was given the award in appreciation for the many developmental milestones orchestrated by his administration in the unlocking of Uganda's oil potential. She observed that the country has recorded the single largest investment in its history to the tune of $15 billion US. She observed that the international community is closely monitoring the next steps in Uganda's energy to the first oil in 2022. In 2025, Ms. Nyerere added that Energy Year could not be more excited to support President Museveni's presidency in its ambitious quest of cementing the country's position as the hottest inland exploration frontier in the region for a long time to come. From state activities that is to do with the fight against Ebola. Now, schools located in the Ebola epicenter have set up guidelines and measures to curb the spread of Ebola, including isolation amidst the final examination period. According to Pauline Namleme, the deputy head teacher of St. Andrew Kagwa Madudu Secondary School, they have put in place hand-washing facilities to ensure that all students wash their hands before entering the examination room. Schools are now using that particular facility. They have also empowered teachers to guide students on precaution to avoid interacting with strangers as they might contract Ebola, given the fact that they are in the most affected areas. Janat Naziwa, the director of studies at St. Andrew Kagwa Madudu, says the Ebola outbreak did not only affect completion of the syllabus, but also has affected students, especially those commuting from far away villages.
The preparations made to ensure that we take temperatures of both candidates and invigilators wherever they will be entering the examination room.
Not been affected at all. In fact, apart from the one boy who was confined after the death of the mother, and any effect on the numbers, because it is just an isolated case. The families have not been. It is not sporadic as it was expected.
School, when they come, there is a temperature gun. We take their temperatures in the morning, and if we happen to see that there is anybody whose health is not okay, is not very good, or if we suspect signs of Ebola, we just refer that person.
In more activities regarding the Fountain of Honor, our President Museveni has appealed for United Africa as a driving vehicle towards realizing Africa's potential. In his message delivered by the Minister for Internal Affairs during the celebrations of Julius Nyerere at 100, the President said the newly established Julius Nyerere Leadership Center will contribute to ideological consciousness for the young Africans to emulate Nyerere's legacy.
Makerere University has climaxed the two-day event celebrations commemorating the life and legacy of the late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere. In his message, which was delivered by the Internal Affairs Minister Kahinde, President Museveni emphasized the need for African unity as a driving vehicle to realization of African agenda and applauded Makerere University for setting up Julius Nyerere Leadership Center, which will front Mwalimu's ideology and Pan-Africanism for the young people.
Mwalimu Nyerere was quoted as to have said, "Unity will not make us rich, but can make it difficult for Africa and African peoples to be disregarded and humiliated." Let me repeat this. Unity will not make us rich, but can make it difficult for Africa and African peoples to be disregarded and humiliated. Reflecting on the importance of unity as reflected in this quote, we may wish to remember that the disunity of our African people led to the whole continent, apart from Ethiopia, being colonized by 1900.
The event, which attracted different people from the African continent, centered on Nyerere's biography, his contribution, and desire for a free and independent Africa.
I'm simply a believer, like many other believers in the world and in human history. What did he believe in? I believe in the equality and dignity of all human beings and the duty to serve. Their well-being as well as their freedom in a peaceful and cooperative society.
Neema Nyerere Drago, who represented the family of the late Nyerere, highlighted Nyerere's impact in leadership mentoring and the desire for young Africans to embrace science, technology, and innovation as a tool towards achieving Africa's agenda.
We have our youth, and 57% we were told yesterday in sub-Saharan Africa below the age of 30, if I remember correctly. That's a power tool. So that power tool and access to knowledge, I think universities and academic institutions have a very important role to play. Innovation, creativity, science and technology. I believe science and technology and innovation is one vehicle, if I may call it that way, that can propel us to the future that we all want to get to.
The Executive Director, Julius Nyerere Leadership Center, Nansozi Mwanga, reiterated on the center's contribution in mentoring the young people on Pan-Africanism.
The Julius Nyerere Leadership Center, in partnership with Makerere University, Uganda Management Institute, and the Nyerere Foundation in Dar es Salaam, will continue to work on ideas and strategic partnerships, not only with government, academia, and so on and so forth, in order to work towards the realization of the African liberation agenda for the prosperity and welfare of the African people.
It is a news tonight. And now, despite Uganda's good laws and plans towards having an upper middle income status country by the year 2040, many of them, especially those in regards to having a robust digital economy, still lack full implementation in line with objectives of the National Development Plan 3. These are some of the challenges to be addressed in the 5th Annual KCCA Symposium on Digital Trade and the 4th Industrial Revolution, jointly organized by KCCA advocates and the United Nations Capital Development Fund at Speak Resort Munyonyo next week.
Is becoming an upper middle income status country by the year 2040. There is need to embrace digital trade technology, especially in the critical sectors of agriculture, education, energy, finance and health, in line with the National Development Plan 3. In order to address some of these challenges, the United Nations Capital Development Fund, in partnership with KCCA advocates, have organized a 2-day 5th annual KCCA National Symposium at Speak Resort Munyonyo. During the symposium media launch Friday morning at Serena Kampala Hotel, Kenneth Muhangi and Justice Karugaba of KCCA advocates said the symposium comes at a time when digital trade and technology are increasingly emerging as one of the best youth employers.
The Uganda Communications Commission will be there to also tell us about regulation, set trends there. We hope that we will achieve from there some convergence of ideas. If there is need for policy to change, if there is need for the laws to be changed, if there is need to, if the implementation is not happening and they are on the law books, we shall share with all that information.
Dialogue between private sector, between government and development partners to be able to see, do the policies or laws we have, are they relevant to the industry? What can we do to ensure that these laws or policies are actually speaking to Omuntu to the Ugandan?
Some of the recently emerging digital economic transactions include e-banking, e-learning, safe border, and Tugende bus transport systems, among others.
What kind of phone you have, you just into your banking, your account, and then you do everything you can do. You want to do, you can pay for bills, you can transfer money, you can buy mobile money, you can buy airtime. Everything you want to do, we just bring the bank into your palm.
Uganda has a low potential of intellectual property filings in the region at only 18 patents by the year 2020, compared to Kenya with 424 and South Africa with over 1,400. Huawei Technologies from China, Uganda Law Society, East African Law Society are among the co-organizers of the event. The 2-day event under the theme How Intellectual Property, Digital Trade and the 4th Industrial Revolution Can Facilitate an Inclusive and Robust Digital Economy will be held on the 20th and 21st October this year. Edward Kolinjuko for UBC, Kampala.
Thank you, Juko. One of the proprietors of the BLQ online betting company has been arrested to help in investigations of claims that they have been operating illegally. This comes at a time when there has been a public outcry that a BLQ had fraudulently stolen money from subscribers and closed a business. Ivan Kaho reports.
Ugandans have been conned millions of shillings via an investment online betting company called BLQ, whose offices have been opened for services along Salama Road, Machindi in Kampala. The offices are currently closed and the phone numbers are disconnected from all telecommunication networks.
I'm here at Salama Road in BLQ office. You can come and visit at any time. We are here.
The number you are calling is currently disconnected because it's not validated. Thank you.
We have gone through various platforms to monitor the grievances of locals, and it is such a catastrophe as many have used their tuition, sold land to invest in the prawn scheme.
Natunda taka lyange nenyinyira Piero Chumanga mutu tunda kyolina niba nange mazima ddala kiki kye mutukoze wowe nyingiza aveeyo
There is no gaming company here. that is going to apparently make you rich, like some people have been claiming.
At the moment, downloading and installing the application for BLQ is possible but not accessible.
Now, limba kuba buli omu agambye ate buli omu ageza connectinga tekakola. Mukama Katonda aenda kukola ntya bannaye.
The government has effectively closed the operations of this Ponzi scheme.
Several faces are attached to the marketing of this company, and government confirms that some culprits have been arrested.
It's a one-director company owned by someone called Oworu Mary.
Hi, my name is Nelson Senkatika, striker for the Uganda Cranes. Take advantage of our benefits and join BLQ Sports today. Bet with BLQ Sports.
The National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board has flagged BLQ as an illegal online betting sports company. But the question is as to why, despite all the advertising, the Gaming Board was silent until people lost over 500 million Uganda shillings. Surprisingly, BLQ was registered by the Uganda Registration Services Bureau, and the Gaming Board claims that their operations were illegal.
As far as gaming or betting is concerned, this striker was indeed advertising for an illegal company, and definitely there was no due diligence done to take on a striker of that nature.
BLQ Football Online Investment started operating in July this year, and government knew about their operations.
And we have been following. We could not come to address the general public before we arrived at the conclusion.
We are told the company was practicing reverse betting.
It's not one of those games we have approved or a form of betting we have approved currently, but reverse betting basically, it's an activity where a company predicts an outcome, unlike the normal betting where a company will give odds.
To counter such fraudsters, government by December will have put in place the National Central Electronic Monitoring System to monitor all forms of betting.
But this online monitoring solution is for licensed companies. For those that offer gaming activities online and are unlicensed, we have a team that basically checks internet on the sites that are offering registration to Ugandans.
Whereas investigations are ongoing, the monies lost might not be recovered since BLQ had not paid security fees as required by law.
And that money is for purposes of paying players who have staked, won, and have not been paid.
Other companies currently under investigation include Crown Football, UG Football, and eCairo, and the public is advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed and illegal companies. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Kampala.
Thank you, Ivan Kaha, for the report. And said the story is an update. It is a conversation that will still go on, and we'll keep you posted. The principal judge of Uganda, Justice Flavian, has challenged the surveyor's body to work tooth and nail and streamline their operations, which is currently perceived as facilitators of land grabbing. Justice Flavian was presiding over the swearing-in of members of the Surveyor's Registration Board.
Inaccurate and fraudulent land surveying has on several occasions been singled out as a key facilitator for contained land wrangles in the country.
Any registered surveyor must have a registration certificate.
This has been partly blamed on surveyors who turn away from their professional duties and turn to extortion and manipulation.
You know, some of you create titles in the swamps. You go and create in a wetland, you go there to survey. Can't you say, but we are surveying the wrong place? You simply accept and go and survey.
Principal Judge Flavian Zeja lodged this complaint while presiding over the swearing-in ceremony of the new members of the Surveyors Registration Board.
You come and survey other people's land. You have no instruction to survey. I even have a case here where someone used instruction to survey of another piece of land. So just a surveyor came and picked the same instructions to survey of another piece of land and used the same instructions to survey another piece of land. that criminality should stop.
The newly inaugurated board chair acknowledges the need to tighten their belts, especially when it comes to professionalism.
We are going to, if need be, discipline members who have done fake work, who have had surveys in wetlands. As part of our process, we have a disciplinary committee, and any member, any registered surveyor who is found to have broken any laws or to have done a fake survey, I can tell you it will be brought to book, and we will withdraw licenses, we will deregister people. So that is something we are going to follow up as requested by the principal judge.
In attendance was the State Minister for Urbanization, Mario Obega Kanya.
I entirely agree with the principal judge because there's no reason why, if survey is done properly, why, for example, a piece of land should have 2 titles. There's no reason. So there's definitely a problem in the surveying, and this is one of the charges we are going to make sure that this new board must address. Secondly, he raised the issue of quack surveyors. This is an issue which is not only in surveying, but in many ministry services, government services. You always get quack people who come around. For example,
so I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165*77# or use the Momo app to register.
My name is Charles Peter Maiga, the Katikiro of Buganda. It's very important to groom and nurture children into responsible citizens. But that doesn't mean that we've got to beat them up, got to hurt them. I think we need to groom our children into people who have self-worth. That will enable us to have citizens who will be responsible and who will also look at violence with disdain.
Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Effects of climate change are glaring. We have floods, landslides, drought, food insecurity. His Excellency the President has been very passionate about this, and he has explained the effect of destroying our natural resources, especially the wetlands, and cutting the forests. As Cabinet, as government, we have approved a 10 years restoration program. We are going to provide alternative sources of livelihood, and the call is that people should leave the wetlands. And we have started from today evicting people from Lubiji wetlands, and we are going to roll out the whole country. Our prayer is that those who have not yet been reached, please live peacefully. We are going to provide alternative source of livelihood as a government. Those who are still engaged in manufacturing and selling the plastic, especially the illegal non-buveras, we are going to close onto them. They are also a menace to our country. We look forward very soon having sodas back in the breakable bottles rather than the plastics which are being thrown all over to litter. I want to call upon Ugandans, let's conserve and let's use sustainably our natural resources. I thank you.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Water and Environment, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Uganda National Meteorological Authority, with support from Government of Uganda, Green Climate Fund, and the United Nations Development Program.
Vimba! Ni MTN Kampala Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kampala Super easy.
Thank you so much for watching and staying. You're so special. Now, in other updates as far as today is concerned, education in Mitoma district has gathered pace with enrollment on the rise. This is most noticeable at Akisinzi Primary School in Kianga sub-county.
The reopening of schools after the 2-year lockdown, many were worried education in Uganda will never be the same again. Everything, right from parents' ability to pay fees and whether numbers will be achieved at schools, was in question. But now, fast forward, it's clear that all doubting Thomases were wrong, as evidenced at KCCA Primary School in Mitoma district, whose numbers have now gone beyond the 1,200 mark. This leap can be attributed to government support, which is however still needed in bounds, especially to address lack of teachers and a science laboratory.
Here in KCCA Primary School, we are performing and we have the culture. We have good teachers. Parents are contributing. Even the government give us UPE quarterly, and we use that UPE supplement the contribution from the parents. That's why we see we have many people because of the culture and the school we are performing short. We have 1,102 people in this school, 22 teachers. But we lack teachers because of enrollment. We need more, about 5 teachers more. So we are requesting even the government at least post more teachers such that we can work effectively.
But even if the government is the main financier of this school, private individuals like Mitoma District Woman Member of Parliament Juliet Bashisha have led the way with a donation of 30 bags of cement for a dormitory.
And I was told that after COVID, there is a big number that was added on this population here because there is one of the years that was jumped due to the lockdown. And the teachers are doing well. I've seen the library, I've seen how they are handling everything. They are doing well. And I've been following this school since last 10 years.
She also donated culverts towards construction of bridges in Kinyanga and Roburungu sub-counties.
In more news, the Uganda Communications Commission, UCC, has pledged support to persons intending to carry out innovations through art and filmmaking. This comes at a time when a Ugandan film, Tembele, has been nominated to compete internationally for the Oscars Best International Film Awards category in the United States. The Executive Director, UCC, Engineer Irene Kagwa Sewankambo, says it is high time Ugandans started prioritizing what is theirs for economic development.
Now they are being entered in the Oscars, and this should not be the end of it. So we thank everybody who has made this possible. a Ugandan film, Tembele, produced by Maurice Mugisha, has been successfully submitted to compete for the Oscars Best International Films Award category. A Ugandan film in the Oscars. The Oscars Awards, as I have mentioned, are among the prestigious awards related to the film events such as the Cannes. We have the Toronto International Film Festival, and these provide filmmakers and film critics all across the world the opportunity to engage with the most significant cutting-edge films of the times. So it shows that our film festival is also credible as a local sector, and therefore we should boost it. It is not UCC's, it is ours as an industry. So everybody out there, screenwriters, actors, wardrobe artists, stage managers, our opportunity, let us not throw the ball.
Aimed at flagging of our film Tembele, which was pre-selected by the Uganda's Oscar Committee, which is yet to represent the nation on the 95th Oscar Awards, commonly known as the Oscars in the US. And in a special way, I would like to thank the Uganda Communication Commission for being our guardian and giving us local Ugandan filmmakers a platform to showcase our skills. I am indebted to Ugandans who have supported this film all the way, from the very beginning, the whole filming process, the locals in different districts.
Today, we can have Tembele at the Oscars. Uganda ought to celebrate this moment because history is being recorded, it's being put in front of us before the whole world, that Uganda has now submitted the first film at the Oscars. What does this mean to us? It means that now we can compete world over, that the talent is here and the industry has grown to its best level as far as the film industry is concerned. Filmmakers, thank you so much for your effort. You have done your best to bring this film industry to this level. Now it is my humble request that all other government agencies join Uganda Communications Commission to open that valve that the industry needs to see. Because right now, every filmmaker has done their best. There's nothing we can add on as an industry to go to the next level. The valve that is now covering, it is now onto government.
Well, that's the way to go, and congratulations to Uganda as well, being right onto the Oscars. We pray to God that all goes well. Now, in other updates for the day, allied health professionals have asked for complete recognition and appreciation for their contribution to the health sector. The publicity allied health professionals, Paul Chaterekera says, are the highly skilled people that must be known and the work they do. So that Kaya gives us more.
Allied health professionals by the Health Ministry has been the theme of the Allied Healthcare Professionals Day in the health sector. Chaterikela Paul from the Allied Health Professionals says there should be a streamlined career path and representation in decision-making positions.
You can't be a commissioner when you are an allied health professional. Commissioner goes to other people, yet allied health professionals have studied, they have PhDs, they have masters, they have what? But someone looks at you thinking that allied health professionals of today are those ones that who have those days who have certificates. No, we have gone to school and we now are moving ahead.
Allied health professionals make up the bulk of health workers with over 60,000 and over 36 different professionals. However, categorizing professionals by the Ministry of Public Service has led to salary disparities.
And amongst the cadres of environmental health, we have health assistants, we have got health inspectors, and we have got environmental health officers at different levels. Some work at community level, others at Health Center 3s, others at Health Center 4s, others at district hospitals, and others in DHO's office. But you find that they have been graded differently.
Raising the profile of allied health workers and the role they play in health and social care systems can only be achieved by members coming together.
We see very many patients, and sometimes what we use on last week, we clearly came out and said that right now we are in an Ebola outbreak. Some of our colleagues have already contracted the Ebola virus, and because of the limited PPEs we are having, and we had to come out clearly. We tell our colleagues that don't touch those patients in case you don't have the proper PPEs. So sometimes we become victims of the environment we work in, and we get sick, and yet you realize that some of our colleagues who died during COVID time, we are never compensated.
The 14 allied professionals include art therapists, drama therapists, music therapists, operating department practitioners, and clinical officers, among others. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Thank you, Sudat. The government has a promise to emphasize public health nurses' colleges in order to vastly improve Uganda's health care. This was a commitment by the State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, during the 5th graduation at the Public Health Nurses College in Kyambogo. Details follow.
As Uganda continues its quest for better science-related courses, the situation at some nursing colleges isn't rosy. This has been highlighted by the Principal Public Health Nurses College, Kyambogo Betty Agujero Pakotho, during the 5th graduation ceremony.
We have challenges in this institution. We have difficulties in community follow-ups due to limited minutes. The transport means we have here are over 10 years and they have been used. They are now not sufficient for us to do. Prevention is better than cure, and our students feel also in it as they go, and they don't observe the SOPs. We have limited accommodation for both the staff and students in terms of boys' dormitory.
However, her fears were allayed by State Minister for Sports Peter Ogwang, who reiterated government's commitment towards science-based institutions.
We collaborate with other stakeholders, including the Ministry of Health, to ensure productivity of skilled human resource for health in line with our Vision 2040 and the National Development Plan 3. I salute all our stakeholders for always standing with us, enabling us to deliver on this mandate.
This 5th convocation had about 100 graduates.
Congratulate this college for this achievement, especially going through COVID-19. I know that they are working through hardship. We have at many times interacted with the principal in the office of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education and Training, Minister of Education and Sports, and also in the office of the Commissioner. And we are aware of the challenges.
I'm so delighted to be among the graduates, and I would like to thank God for the long-awaited day that has come. I'm so grateful to our tutors.
And I believe whatever that you put before God, nothing is impossible, everything can be possible. I believe we've graduated as successful health workers, and we are ready to serve the nation, we are ready to serve the world.
Public health nurses training in Uganda started around the 1950s with the major aim of provision of public health services, especially at grassroots level.
Now moving on, KCCA has been sued by Urban Living Limited for cancelling the process of procuring an entity to develop and operate street parking services in the city. Urban Living Limited is seeking 1.1 billion Uganda shillings in compensation as a result of the cancellation of the procurement process.
Kampala Capital City Authority has been sued for cancelling the process of procuring an entity to develop and operate street parking services in the country. KCCA is being sued by Urban Living Limited, which is seeking 1.1 billion shillings in compensation as a result of the cancellation of the procurement process. The KCCA executive is being accused of rushing to extend Multiplex's contract without doing thorough assessment of their performance, leaving out other companies which also placed their bids.
We speak, Multiplex got the contract in an illegal way, which has attracted actual litigation. Companies that placed bids with Multiplex have gone to court. They have sued the authority for lying, for making them waste a lot of money, for making them putting in money to hire technologists to come here and exhibit, and then they cancelled the process. And then, what makes it sad is that at the same time we are battling with multiplex which is not technologically advanced. If the process was open, we would have gotten a contractor who would have been so technologically advanced. But now we are stuck with multiplex. They are using rudimentary means of collecting money.
Multiplex Limited officials have also been summoned to attend KCCA Council meeting next Wednesday to explain circumstances behind their contract extension.
We are placing an ultimatum. We are giving multiplex up to Wednesday next week to come here and explain to Council, as the oversight board of this authority, how they actually got this contract in such an opaque manner, and why they are committing these atrocities they are committing to the city dwellers, and why they delay to remit money, and why they have technologically failed.
However, should Multiplex Limited officials fail to attend next week's meeting with KCCA councillors, there are fears that the company will be forced to return all the money they have been collecting from Ugandans.
If Multiplex does not come here by Wednesday to explain to Council, and then we are going to cause the reversal of the contract with very heavy penalties to Multiplex. Multiplex should pay for all the pain it has caused to the city dwellers and the losses it has caused to this government and to KCCA. We want the contract reversed if Multiplex cannot come here by Wednesday next week.
Now, still to come is a business and sports. But when I return, in business, we shall be looking at the traders in Isango cattle market, that is KCCA district, a petition in court over alleged illegal revenue collection from their market. After these messages.
The Ministry of Health informs the public that there are confirmed cases of Ebola in Uganda. We, however, urge the public not to panic as the situation is being managed. The Ministry of Health further reminds the public to be on the lookout for any persons who may show signs and symptoms of Ebola. These include high body temperature, abdominal pains, diarrhea, vomiting, bleeding from the body openings such as the nose, eyes, and mouth. Please inform the nearest health worker immediately if you see anyone with these signs and symptoms. To prevent Ebola from spreading further, please take the following preventive measures: regular washing of hands with water and soap, avoid handshaking and hugging, avoiding any contact with any suspected Ebola patients. Any person who dies suddenly should not be buried but reported to the nearest health worker or LC1 immediately. For further information, please call the Ministry of Health toll-free number on 0800-100-066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and World Health Organization.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *149*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *149*10*5#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *149*10# to get started. Airtel, the smartphone network.
News tonight it is We Are Live. My name is Sandra, and to serve you better, I'm having Muhammad Mugalu for the sign language interpretation. Now, right on to business. This Friday, we're seeing traders in Isango cattle market in Isango sub-county, KCCA district. They have petitioned court over alleged illegal revenue collection from their market. The LC3 chairperson Isango sub-county, Moses Altusu, says this has been caused after some authorities illegally engaged someone to collect taxes.
Confusion has rocked Isango sub-county over alleged illegal collection of taxes by an illegal entity alleged to have been contracted by some individuals. It's alleged that a few individuals connived with Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council and Impondwe Cross-Border Trade and Cooperative Society Limited to collect taxes from Isango cattle market, irrespective of their boundaries.
This is an independent authority. Town Council is an independent authority, but no issues of taxes. This is our tax.
According to Nsusi, it's unlawful for a lower administrative unit to collect revenue from another administrative unit, a reason why they petitioned the respondents for alleged criminal trespass.
I think this is their last day to step in Isango. I have gone to court. On Monday they are getting summons. They are going to appear in court. They have trespassed. That is a criminal trespass. That is case number 1.
Authorities now want High Court to issue an interim order stopping Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council and Impondwe Cross-Border Trade and Cooperative Society Limited from collecting revenue from the said markets. They also want a refund of the already collected revenue to the Isango Sub-County Local Government Consolidated Account.
Not apply for this abattoir to come here in Isango. It is because of our land. We have land. You fail your tender there. You are awarded your tender in Town Council, but you are coming to collect money in Isango. That will not work.
According to Eric Muhendo, a member of the Impondwe Cross-Border Cooperative Society Limited, they were operating from Isango Cattle and Goats Holding Market on behalf of government.
Governments should submit their sources of revenue for procurement. It's only Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council that submitted the cattle market.
With the support of the district, because they are the one who awarded us the contract, they told us to collect money here. Until we are collecting money on behalf of the government from this market.
It should be noted that Impondwe Cross-Border Cooperative Society Limited is the official contractor of the cattle holding market in Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council.
There is peace prevailing, that's all we need, so that business can manage to go on, so that these people who depend on the market can manage to conduct their activities peacefully.
On October 1st, 2022, the Minister for Local Government, Raphael Majezi, met different stakeholders from Isango Sub-County, Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council, and the contractors of Impondwe Lubiriha Town Council over similar issues.
More from business as Mark Arnold Owadulo will be reporting in this particular update. Agribusiness Development Center, ADC, has commenced training of the first cohort of beneficiaries for its business accelerator program in Kampala. The first cohort targeted women-led agribusiness enterprises with an aim to impart various management and administration skills which make them profitable and bankable.
Officiating at the launch of the ADC Business Accelerator program in Kampala, William Sekawembe, DFCU Bank's Executive Director, highlighted the need for this financial literacy competence program to the beneficiaries.
When I borrow money, how do I optimize this money that I have borrowed to ensure I get enough profits to plow that and also expand my business? That is very important, but also to make you more bankable. I know some of you already are customers and some of you are not customers. But by the end of this cohort, you must be our customers.
Over 30 women-led agribusiness enterprises have taken on the ADC Business Accelerator program hosted at the DFCU headquarters in Kampala. Some of the participants shared their business-related challenges they hope this training will address.
For example, from pharmaceuticals, they are telling us that for us to grow big as a business, we must get a certification from a National Drug Authority. And then to the supermarkets, they're also emphasizing that we had to go to UNBS. So we have actually logged in our application to Uganda National Bureau of Standards. And so we want to formalize and make sure that we follow the compliant guidelines and also try to go as the regulations guide us.
As a factor for business sustainability, DFCU Bank says that they are also looking at having friendly interest rates on loans acquired by agribusinesses.
Whereas we are looking at empowering the entrepreneur and their agribusinesses, we want to create an enabling environment that can facilitate financing for their enterprises, but also good governance and other good practices that can actually influence the growth of those agribusinesses.
The ADC and DFCU Business Accelerator program will see the same cohort take on weekly classes for 4 months until their certification, which will then usher in another. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News.
Glad to know you're still with us. It is a news tonight. On to sports. The Maribon Cricket Club ended its tour to Uganda on a high with a 5-wicket win over the chairman's 11. The 40-over match played in Entebbe was the final game of the club's 5th tour to Uganda. The club was also hosted to a farewell dinner at the British High Commissioner's residence. Our State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, was the guest of honor. We have a detailed report.
Malabon Cricket Club, the oldest cricket club in the world, ended its 5th tour to Uganda on a high after defeating the chairman's club's first 11 by 5 wickets. Teams collected 152 runs for 5 wickets and 101 all out, respectively. This was MCC's 4th win on this particular tour, having lost 1 match in Jinja. The team also drew in a 2-day mini-test cricket match against the Cricket Cranes.
We've had a great time, start to finish, to be honest. We've been so well looked after all the way from starting in Jinja, obviously playing a lot of cricket over here in Tebe, and obviously going down to Kamengo Oval. The hospitality's been phenomenal. We've felt privileged, and I think we've been blown away by the standard of the Ugandan cricketers coming over here. And I could list a handful of names that are definitely the future of Ugandan cricket and show incredible promise. So that's sort of been talked about in the group would be Juma Miyagi, 19-year-old lad, brilliant pace bowler, one of the quickest some of the guys have faced in all forms of cricket and as professional cricketers.
Other teams' farewell dinner held at the British High Commissioner's residence. State Minister for Sports, Peter Ogwang, said partnerships like these can help Ugandan cricket grow further.
Malbron Cricket Club, which is from the United Kingdom, came to Uganda, and it's under the partnership of the British High Commission to work closely with the Uganda Cricket Association. They have been here, they have played games. What they do, they also support the Uganda Cricket Association with the equipment, but also when they come here, they identify the best cricketers who can be taken to play for professional cricket in the United Kingdom and other parts of the world. So here, on behalf of the government of Uganda, I thank them and want to call upon all other partners, all the other embassies which are here, who can support us in the development of various sports.
And I'm sure that you're impressed by, as we say, by the men and women who are making great strides to raise Uganda's flag high in this game, demonstrated by the Cricket Cranes and their recent success at the ACA Africa T20 Cup, which we congratulate you for. Continued partnership with Uganda for developing the sport at community level and also supporting the progress of the Uganda Cricket Cranes. We wish for future successes for the Cricket Cranes and also for the Victoria Pearls, who I know are representing.
Many thanks to you for choosing us as a national broadcaster to give you those particular updates. And of course, many thanks to the entire newsroom family for working around the clock and the entire team behind the scene, giving me a reason to be here and give you those particular updates. My name is Sandra Kahunde. To serve you better, as far as tonight was concerned, I was joined by Muhammad Migalu for the sign language interpretation. Have yourselves a blessed night and of course, a fruitful weekend. Keep it at UBC as we inspire you. God bless you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial star 149 star 10 hash to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial star 149 star 10 star